What's up guys, Sekapoko here, bringing you another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. For this we'll be going over my top 10 Coliseum lists and talking about a little bit of the units that I believe to be the best farmable Coliseum units in the game. There's tons of units in the game, and there's tons of Coliseum units to farm. The thing with Coliseum units is every single Coliseum unit that out there that I could find that was going to be on this top 10 list has at least one drawback. I definitely understand where they're going to see the drawbacks, where the positives are, the negatives are, etc. But they're going to be a little bit different than raid bosses. Now, raid bosses are pretty static, strong all the way through. They have one thing that they do well, and they just do it. The thing with Coliseum units is they're a little different. They're useful in one way, but then not useful in another. There's like a give and take with these units. I do like that about these units because they increase the strength beyond the raid link units in some Coliseums and then take away other strengths in others, so that makes it really. The thing about this list is that if you're going to make the top 10 units, you're also going to have to give out a bunch of units beforehand that are going to be really useful for other Coliseums. If it's your first time here, make sure you guys hit the like button down below as well as the subscribe button down below so we get lots of support in the channel and keep the channel growing. If you guys do want to get notifications on all my videos, make sure you hit the bell notification right next to it so you guys get notifications every time I drop a video. Well, I hope you guys enjoy the top 10 list. So to start this off, we're going to talk about some of the units that are really useful to farm, but for some reason did not make the list. And I totally understand, but these guys did just not make the cut. We're going to start this off with Thunderlord McGuy. Thunderlord McGuy is a very cool unit. He's going to have 1,190 attack, the special that delays enemies by 2 turns at a 12-turn cooldown. When he first came out, this is the only slasher delayer in the game that was above 1 turn, so super useful unit for that situation. Definitely nice unit to have if you're going to be running a slasher team that needs a delayer. I definitely recommend getting this unit if you guys need a slasher delayer. Next unit for that is going to be Coliseum Kid. Coliseum Kid is a really cool unit as well with 1319 attack. He's going to have a captain ability, a special ability that will empty all slots and then will deal damage based on the strength slot that you have. So if you need a slot emptier, this is a really good unit to have in your arsenal. If you're looking for something to empty all your slots so you can just make matchy slots off that, this is a great unit to do it. Definitely useful in certain situations, and it can be used for wave clear as well if you know how to use your team correctly. The next unit after that is going to be Coliseum Ace. And Coliseum Ace is a really useful unit with 1271 attack that will make it really easy for you to clear Law Forest free to play. So definitely an interesting unit to have. He reduces the special cooldown on fighter and free spirit characters by 1 turn and reduces damage received by 50% for 1 turn. He doesn't really seem that useful off the bat, but there is situations where he's extremely good. So definitely like thinking about farming him if you're ever going to consider doing Law Forest free to play. The next unit here is going to be Coliseum Killer. Coliseum Killer is an extremely good unit back in the day. Really good captain to have. This almost made my list. This is actually probably number 12 or number 11 on my list. The reason he's so good is because he's actually a slasher and striker captain. So if you're lacking a striker captain, this is going to be a great unit for you to have because he's a 2.75 striker captain. The only negative he has is he reduces your recovery to 0, so you can't heal on these teams. But if you're using this with a Nekomamushi team, he's pretty good for that. His special ability is going to change strength and quick orbs, and if you have the Kai version, dex orbs as well, into matching orbs on striker and slasher characters, and cut the HP by 7% on any character. It'll be 8% if you're using the Kai or Neo Raid version, and it'll be on 1 turn less cooldown. The reason this character is super useful is because of A, the captain ability, and B, his special cooldown is super low. If you don't want to farm this unit, you just want to get 1 copy, you can have an 18 turn cooldown unit that just comes right away really strong. He also has 1424 attack, which is very high for any unit to have as a farmable unit. Next unit is going to be Coliseum Marco. Coliseum Marco, not a really useful unit, but good unit to farm if you're looking for speed powerhouse teams because his cooldown maxes out at 6 turns for his 1.5 times type boost if you want to randomize all your orbs. Works really well with Strength Lucci or a Cayenne. Very good unit. Definitely recommend farming him if you want really fast overkill teams. Next unit is going to be Coliseum Ganfor, and Coliseum Ganfor is an extremely cool unit because what he does is he is a strong ace mechanic where he's going to cut your HP by 60%, and he's going to deal 8% of the damage subtracted and reflect the damage to another character. So if you have a Nekomamushi team, you really need a striker booster. This is a great unit to use if you want to just do a wave clear and have a striker booster at the same time. Very cool unit to have. He's also going to boost striker characters by 1.75, which is a pretty darn good boost. He also has a really interesting captain ability that I've never toyed with, but I really want to. What he does is he boosts the attack of striker characters by 2 times and recovers 5 times character recovery at the end of each turn, which is kind of like an Enel mechanic along with the striker captain. But the thing is, he has a limit break that increases his captain ability to 2.25, I believe, and it increases recovery substantially. You can actually get a lot more healing on this unit, and this would be a kind of an interesting unit to see people use if they use it in tandem with a Shirahoshi captain. Next unit on the list is going to be Coliseum Gladius. Coliseum Gladius is a really cool unit where he does a mini wave clear, not a super strong one. He's also going to boost the color affinity of shooter characters by 1.75, which is pretty cool. He's also going to reduce Bind and Despair by 2 turns. Very useful unit. Probably would be like number 13 on my list and number 14. Not really sure. Haven't really played around with where I want to put him on the list. But he's really cool as a unit. I definitely like him, and I've definitely used him. However, he does have some drawbacks, and the drawbacks being that he is only a color affinity boost for shooters, and the thing with shooter teams is that the shooter teams don't often have a need for color affinity. There are certain situations where you do need color affinity, and it's really helpful, but it's very rare. Next unit is going to be Coliseum Chow. This is basically an upgraded version of Ray Duval, so definitely a useful unit for your fighter and powerhouse teams if you want an upgraded version of your Ray Duval. He maxes at 1367 attack. He's also a really good powerhouse captain, so if you wanted to have a powerhouse 2.75 captain, the only thing you can't do is miss your perfects, so it's got kind of a Dofi mechanic there. It also heals by 120 at the end of your return. It's very similar captain ability to Raid Sanji's, but if you weren't able to farm him, you're able to cut HP by 25%. So if you're trying to make an OTK team and you're trying to kill people before they actually do anything or before you even attack, it's really great for that. He also reduces the damage taken by 70% on his max special, which is really great. And he maxes at 15 turns, or you can even do it at the normal Duval special, just on a way lower cooldown at 10 turns. Definitely a cool unit, good unit to farm if you wanted to have those mechanics. The unit after that is going to be Coliseum Cointreau. He'd probably be 13 or 14 on my list as well. This unit is really, really cool because he is an orb manipulator for striker and free spirit characters. Very useful units to have in your arsenal. However, striker teams don't really need it as much. Free spirit teams really shouldn't use it, but you know, they may have to. It really depends on what you need in your kit. Definitely a good unit. But the problem is going to be the third orb manipulator on certain free spirit teams, so not super useful there. But if you are using a Rayleigh free spirit team, then this is a great unit for that Rayleigh free spirit team. Another notable unit was going to have Coliseum Gekkomorio. Now this unit is a one copy and done kind of unit, because there's certain times where you do need this character, and then other times you kind of don't really need to max, but you just need one copy. I have still not maxed this unit, and the times I've needed him, I didn't need him maxed because we had a Laboon ship out or something like that that actually made it so that we had full max specials, or the second anniversary ship or whatever. And the 300,000 damage fixed damage to one enemy is kind of useful to use in certain situations, but not all the time. Next unit here is going to be Colosseum Kuro. A lot of people don't really like Colosseum Kuro and didn't know what he did because he wasn't that hype of unit because it was Kuro, nobody cares. But he's going to reduce Bind and Despair by 2 turns for slasher and cerebral characters, and he's going to randomize non-matching orbs, which is pretty cool, and change his own orb to in. All that together as a kit is actually really good, and he's going to have 10 combo hits. Combo hit team. Nice beat. And he maxes out at 7 turns, but he starts at 18 turns, so if you didn't want to max him, just want one copy, that's great. But if you do want to max him and have him for speed teams, you can have him maxed out. I have mine maxed out, and I've used him a lot more than I thought it was. This one will probably get a number 11 on my list for Coliseum Inarashi. Coliseum Inarashi is a really good unit. He doesn't get enough honorable mentions, and I like him a lot. He's a 2.75 side captain, really cool. It's a really good pairing with your strong or 6+ Shanks teams. Really, really good for that. A special is actually good as well, where it's going to reduce the crew's HP by 50%, deal 50,000 fixed damage to one enemy, and boost his own attack by 175, as well as orbs by 175, which is a little bit less than you would see on Cavendish. Not that much less, but just a little bit. So you have kind of a side Cavendish type deal. The main difference between him and Cavendish is that this unit will do less damage than Cavendish because Cavendish has an increased captain ability, where if you use this character as a sub, you still get the benefit of it. I can't say he makes my top list because he's useful in such niche situations. Like, I used him in adventure mode, and I really haven't used him since. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and start our top 10 list for characters that I believe to be the top 10 units that you should be farming in Colosseum. Number 10 spot here is going to go to Coliseum Rizzo. Coliseum Rizzo is an extremely cool unit. I know I have the wrong art here, but I couldn't find the other one. He's going to max out at 1399 attack, which is really, really good. He's also going to do 11 times character's attack damage and quick damage to all enemies, change tandem and recovery to matching on shooter teams, as well as for captains of shooter character, boost the attack against the late enemies by 1.75. So you can use this character on, say, Magellan teams, or you can use it on Kizaru teams, Kuzan teams, Boa teams, Ace teams. He's also going to be actually a really good shooter captain for speed teams. He's actually a 2.5 shooter captain that also lowers the cooldown of all specials by 2 turns. So if you're looking to have a really, really fast team and you want to lower your cooldowns by like -8, what you can do is use the Kizaru ship. You can use Rizzo. You can use -2 cooldown on another Rizzo, and then you can have the -2 cooldown from sockets, and that's -8 on your cooldown, which is really cool. I like that a lot. Definitely a cool unit. I like it a lot. There's no problems with this unit except that he can only be used on shooter teams. His limit break is actually pretty good too, where he's actually going to give 80 attack to shooters as well as 30 HP and recovery to shooters, which is great. And he gets barrier penetration, which shooters are really kind of known for, as well as a critical hit mechanic. And his critical hit mechanic is actually pretty good. It's a 30% chance to do 9% extra damage. Overall, I like this unit. Good unit to have. I haven't fully limit broken on my account. Good unit. The next unit here is going to be Coliseum Brindisi World. Coliseum Brindisi World is a really good unit back in the day. Not so much nowadays because they have 6+ Ace. If you don't have 6+ Ace and you really need a shooter booster, he's the best one. right here, Colosseum World. He maxes at 1483 attack, which is really, really high. Extremely high for any Colosseum unit, and he's going to boost the attack of shooter characters by 2 times for 1 turn. Biggest problem with him when he was on release was he was an 18-turn cooldown, but if you have him limit broken, he goes down to 16, which is far more manageable. Definitely a great use to farm if you're looking for that. He also has barrier penetration and enrage, so really cool there. His sailor ability is really interesting as well. So if you attack last on this character, you actually get a boost of 100 to the character's attack on the chain. So definitely a cool unit to use. I like him, and he earns the number 9 spot on my list. The number 8 spot is going to go to Coliseum Ideo. Coliseum Ideo is a really, really cool unit for one team. Gear 4. Great shot. The reason he's so good is because he's going to max out at 1399 attack. He doesn't have a limit break yet, but he maxes out at 13 turns, which is really cool. I like that a lot. He's also going to increase the damage you take by 2 times, so not super useful for forests. Really good for fighter teams. The best fighter or booster in the game for those teams. He's actually a really, really good unit overall. Kind of a difficult Coliseum to farm, but pretty good unit overall. The next unit on my list is going to be Colosseum Sicilian. Now, Colosseum Sicilian is going to be a really good unit for one team and one team only. See, the common theme for these Colosseum units, like they're only good for one team. You're using these one teams a lot, so. Colosseum Sicilian is a great unit for the int teams, but they did come out with int Kaya Kainu, which is really cool. So you do have int Sicilian, which is going to boost the attack of int characters by 3 times if you're below 30% HP, which is an amazing captain ability for any free-to-play unit. And otherwise, you can boost it by 2.5, which is also amazing. You can pair this unit with Kaya Kainu and get full matching orbs with him, and that's all. Since you're all building an int team, it's an amazing combination. That's why he's going to earn the number 7 spot on my list. Just being cool, man. I mean, there's really nothing wrong with him. The fact that he shuffles block orbs makes it really great on his special ability, and the fact that he also loses your HP by 50% and gives you a 2 times hit boost. I can't find anything wrong with that. That's great. I love it. It's awesome. The next unit on the rocket docket is going to be Colosseum Kairos. Now, Colosseum Kairos is awesome. He is super, super great for speed sparring teams. Great to sock it out your other Kairoses, like the Strength Kairos that just came out. Awesome for that. It's going to be a Striker Powerhouse character that if you wanted to boost the orbs of Striker and Powerhouse characters by 1.5, you can do it in 6 turns. Now, he's also, no matter what, going to change adjacent orbs into matching. But if you're above 70% HP, he'll also do the orb boost. Love that. So you get 3 orbs guaranteed on this character. He's going to earn the number 6 spot on my list for being awesome. Love it. Love it. His captain ability is going to boost the HP of striker characters by 1.2 and boost the attack of striker characters by 2.75 if you're below 30%, but 2.25 otherwise. So if you're going to get really low HP in your striker teams with, you know, I don't know, Coliseum Cointreau, then you actually have a 2.75 striker captain, which is pretty strong overall, and 2.25 on the side turn. So if you do want to use my captain ability, that's pretty good. Next unit on the list is going to be the man, the myth, the legend, Shuuyu. And Shuuyu is going to be one of the best units to farm in the entire game for a lot of different teams at the number 5 spot. Colosseum Shuuyu is super, super good for removing poison, super good for wave clear, and super good for reducing damage for 3 turns. If you ever need any of those mechanics, he's great. Love him. I use him all the time. It's like when he first came out, I didn't think I was going to use this character. I was like, he's okay, I guess, but whatever. But as time went on, it's like, oh, poison reducer. I need a poison remover. Yeah, that's the best one. I need any character that wave clears. Oh, look at that. He's perfect for it. Oh, I need a character that does something else. Oh. And it's great. The main reason he's really, really good on this list and he's really high on the list is because he's a character that will essentially kill anything that has barriers on it. I love this unit. Really, really strong. It's essentially 130k AoE to anything that would, take the damage. That's pretty good. He also has 1505 attack, which is bonkers. That is a really, really strong unit. If you're going to attack this unit last in the chain, it's the same mechanic as Briny World, where you get the extra 100 attack. Now, you're not really going to do that often, but, I mean, you could. Let's say he gets a limit break, maybe some cotton candies in this character. We could be talking. The number 4 spot is going to be Kinema. You can't make a Coliseum list without putting Kinema on it. I mean, he's just fire. He's the first 50 stamina Coliseum unit, and he just keeps getting better. They just came out with the Kai version of this Kinemon, and the Kai version is flat out better than this unit, and that's why the Kai version is going to get the number 3 slot. If I had to rate the other Kinemon, he'd probably be a little lower on the list because of the 70% part. The Kai version, oh my god, it's so good. Kinemon is just crazy, crazy strong. He's maxed out at 1433 attack. He's also going to boost the attack of free spirit characters by 2.5, so he's a great free spirit captain. Going to recover 2 times recovery. The regular version is going to reduce the cooldown of free spirit and slash characters by 1 turn. If your HP is above 70%, you're going to get all matching orbs. On the Kai version, there's no 70% restriction, and you always get those 3 adjacent matching orbs. Very, very good unit for speed teams. Very good unit for normal teams. Really good unit overall. If you ever have a problem and your characters get remount specials and like your top row, then you can like rewind your free spirit or slash your specials. Really good for that. I like that a lot. The number 3 unit on my list is going to be Coliseum Enel, and for obvious reasons, he's awesome. If you have learned about this unit at all, he's super, super amazing. He's going to max out at 1484 attack. His captain ability is amazing. He's going to boost the attack of driven characters by 2.75. Awesome! That's really, really strong. As long as your HP is at max, and the lower HP goes, the lower it gets in the multiplier. And you're also going to get a recovery boost of 1.3 on this team as well. So it kind of like fits in the niche of, hey, you want to be at max HP, which is a little bit easier to attain than low HP, but maybe not for driven teams. Special is going to be extremely strong. Boost your attack by giving yourself a 0.7 chain multiplier, which is really, really good. You're also going to remove attack down, which is the only free-to-play unit in the entire game that removes attack down. Very good unit. There is one other unit, I think it's like the Brindy World, the limited rare recruit Brindy World that removes it completely, but he's going to remove. He's also going to lower chain multiplier limit and paralysis by 5 turns. These are some really annoying mechanics that have been coming out in the Japanese version way too readily, and these mechanics are harder and harder to get away from. So the fact that we have a character that removes these is great. Love this unit. Definitely a must-have unit in your arsenal. The only restriction he has is if you want that 0.7 chain multiplier additional, you have to have a driven team, which is kind of a bummer. I really wish you didn't have to have that. But as long as your captain has a driven ability, it's fine. So if you want to use it on a Kainu team, you can. You don't have to be a whole driven team. It's gonna you can use it on a judge team. You also have a decent limit break, not super great. You gotta boost the attack of driven characters by 40, some extra cooldown. It's okay. It's okay. I might limit break this unit just because I like Enel a lot, and Enel's really cool. You get damage reduction on him. Let's get pinch healing, but his pinch healing is really crappy. I think his pinch healing below 20%, you get 1.5 times recovery, which is kind of crappy. Otherwise, he's an okay unit. I like him a lot. He's a really good, not okay. He's a really good unit, but his limit break's kind of meh. The number 2 spot is gonna go to Coliseum Nekomamushi. And this unit, when he was first released, is the most bonkers unit I've ever heard of when he was released. I was going, you're kidding me. This is a Coliseum unit? This is a Coliseum unit. It's not a legendary unit, this is a Coliseum unit? And that's how I was really feeling. Like, this is right here. When Coliseum Nekomamushi got released, this is when the game started changing, and Coliseum units got insanely good. He's going to have attack stat of 1375. He's going to deal 50 times character's attack and typeless damage to one enemy, which was all, but you know, that would be way too OP. It's going to ignore damage negating abilities and barriers. If enemies have a debuff protector or delay protector, you're actually going to get 2 things, which is really great. So if there's delay protection, this unit is amazing. If it doesn't, not so amazing. You're going to actually get full matching orbs, regardless of your team type. So if you wanted to bring this on a Neptune team, you wanted to bring this on a Rainbow team, you want to bring this on any team you want, you get full matching orbs. It's great. Awesome. Love it. This is the best orb manipulator in the game that is free to play. Oh my god, he's so good. He is the free to play full board. Love it. Awesome. He also swaps block orbs too, which is, oh my god. And if you do need a 1.75 striker or powerhouse booster, he is amazing. The best Coliseum unit in the game by far until... And of course, the final unit on our list, which is the best Coliseum unit in the game. Because he doesn't just fit on one team, he fits on a bunch of teams. Oh my god, this unit's good. This is going to be Coliseum Lucy. Of course it's the best unit for Coliseums. It's Luffy. What are you going to do? Like, his captain ability by itself is amazing. The reason he's going to be number 1 on the list is because he has a captain ability that's really strong, a special ability that's really strong, and sailor abilities out the wazoo that are really strong, as well as a limit break that's really strong. Everything about this unit is good. There's no downsides to this unit at all. It's amazing. First off, his captain ability is going to boost the recovery of Strength Dex quick characters by 1.2 and boost the attack of Strength Dex characters by 3.25 following 3 perfects in a row. Which means if you're going to be building a Lucy and a Lucy team, so if you're using Coliseum Lucy as well as a normal Lucy, you can build free-to-play teams that will just do bonkers damage, which is insane. One side of it's going to have a G3 mechanic, where you're going to get good, perfect, and get your perfects up to increase damage, and the other side of it's going to just do bonkers damage. The only misstep there is that if you give yourself a strength orb on the top row, you get a negative damage buff. But seeing how the first 3 hits don't really do damage, it doesn't hurt you that bad. His sailor ability is if your captain is a strength character, he's going to boost the attack against strength units by 1.5, so he gets increased damage against strength characters, which was supposed to be reduced anyways. That's amazing. That's really, really strong. Special ability is going to cut the HP of one enemy by 20%. That's going to go through damaging any abilities and barriers. It's going to be basically a Blackbeard HP cut. Oh god! The second part of it is going to give the top row strength, the middle row quick, and the bottom row dex. Oh god! Full board orb manipulation. That's great. And the next thing it's going to do is going to amplify orbs by 1.75. Oh god! That's amazing. Like, there's nothing wrong with this unit. He is stupid good. I can't even believe how strong they made him. When you get his limit break in, he's actually gonna have a sailor ability that's going to boost the attack of strength X quick characters by 75. The hell? That's amazing. So you get another 75 attack and HP for every unit on your Lucy team. Awesome. He's going to get one less cooldown, and he's going to get Enrage and Crit, which are the two best to have together. The Enrage mechanic makes it so that you're going to deal an extra 150 attack if you take damage. If you get full cotton candies on this character and fully limit break him, he goes way stupid high in the attack. He goes all the way up to 1810 attack. And if you add the 150, he goes up to 1960. If you add that extra 75, he goes higher. And the thing with the Lucy batch is that every unit in the Lucy batch has the same sailor ability in either their limit break or their normal base passive. So the Lucy teams get even stronger because they're just boosting their own types. It's insane how strong that is. His critical mechanic is also insane, where you have a 50% chance to do 7% extra damage. It's not as good as the slasher batch that got released, where you're getting insane, like 90% chance for those crits at like very high intervals and high damage. But overall, as a free-to-play unit, holy crap, this unit's strong. I've used this unit a bunch of time on Lucy teams and off of Lucy teams, and he's amazing. There are tons of viability for this unit. There's no downsides for this unit at all. Extremely good unit to have. Alright guys, well my name is Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the comprehensive list of all the things I believe about Coliseum units in the top 10 list here, as well as some of the notable mentions that we had. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you guys hit the like button down below, as well as the subscribe button down below, so we get a lot of support in the channel and of course keep the channel growing. If you guys do want to get notifications on all my videos, make sure you hit the bell notification right next to it so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Have a great rest of your day guys. Peace.